Hello everyone, today we are here to learn about operating system. Let's start with the definition. Yes, what is an operating system? When I ask this question to a student, that student may say that yes, this is a software which helps the student to use internet, to go for browsing so that he can get the wealth of knowledge. When I ask the same question, what is an operating system, to a programmer, he or she may say that yes, this is a software which helps me to develop a particular program or a particular application. So the answers are different and the answers are correct, but the users are different. So based on the views or based on the users, the definition is also varying, and of course they are correct in their point of view. So these views are called as abstract views. Therefore we say an operating system is viewed differently by the different user, and this is a software that helps in achieving intended purpose. When we look at the abstract view of your OS, we say that it consists of mainly three parts having kernel, non-kernel and user interface. Just these three main parts, we are having the programs existing at each level which are meant for the particular function at each level. For example, if you take out the kernel, we say the kernel is the core of the OS. It is used to control the operation of the computer, right? And also it is helpful to give the function and services to use the CPU and the resources available from the computer. Similarly, when you say non-kernel programs, these non-kernel programs are available above your kernel program. Above your kernel programs, we have non-kernel programs. They are used to implement user commands, but these non-kernel programs cannot directly communicate with the computer hardware. But instead, they do use the facilities provided by the kernel so that they can communicate with computer hardware. The next higher part we have as user interface. This user interface is used to provide your command line or graphical user interface, and this part also cannot directly communicate with your computer hardware. Either he has that user interface part is to take the help from the non-kernel program. So this is an abstract view of an operating system where we say that yes, this is a software to achieve an intended task. Of course, we have learned what actually this OS is. Then what should be the goals of an OS? The goals of an OS has been classified into two parts. One is how efficiently used it is and how convenient it is for a user. So when you say efficient use, for example, just think we have a program and we have assigned some memory for that program. Once the program execution is done, then definitely that memory we can assign it to someone else. I'm nothing but some other program. But when we are not using that memory even after that execution is done, then it is like we are not using the resources in an efficient way. We are simply wasting it, right? So once you have allocated the memory, your work is done, then definitely that same memory can be given to someone else. But we are saying no, we don't want to give. It is like we may use or we may not use, but that memory is there, right? If you are using, it is well and good. If you are not using, then it is like waste of memory in that particular time. So this is, we say, we are not using an OS in an efficient way. To achieve good efficiency, the OS must minimize the waste of resources by programs, right? So we have to minimize how we are wasting these resources without using that memory. We have to minimize it so that you can achieve good efficiency. So we say the operating systems employ simple and easy to apply but known to be suboptimal strategies for ensuring good efficiency, which can done either by focusing how efficiently it is used your resources like CPU and memory, or you can handle user programs in a manner that guarantees high efficiency. Overall, we just want to use the resources in an efficient way without wasting it. That is your efficient use. The second one is user convenience. Now we know that everyone of course uses the computer, and the one thing we look at the thing is how convenient or how easy to learn it is, right? So we want the things to be easy. Here it is like when we say user convenience, it is like the mere ability to execute a program written in a high level language, right? So when you write a program, we know that a computer can understand only zeros and ones, right? Then the program what you are writing, it has to be converted into the form where a computer can understand. That is, your assembly language program has to be converted into machine language program, and making this thing to be learned to be easy. How a programmer can do these things easily is nothing but how convenient it is user. When we say that, yes, when we are getting a good service, then we say that yes, it is easy to learn, then the service is good. If it is really difficult to learn, then we will say that yes, this is not good enough to use, right? So user convenience is the one where if it is easy for you, then it is definitely easy for a normal person to operate it, right? That is what we are saying. When in the early days, when the people were using OS, the demand was better service, right? The better service is what? The fastest response. Good. So the better service of a OS is the one where you can get the fastest response for the input you have given, where it made you to go for command line interface, which required a user to type in a command and specify values of its parameters, right? So here the things has become manual, where the input parameters you are supposed to type, the commands were supposed to give or type by the user. So here it made you to go for learning the use of commands. Of course it was accepted by everyone, because the most of the people who were using this software was scientist and computer professional. But still it should be using by a scientist and computer professional, that is not user convenient, because it should be used by even a common person too, right? Therefore, there come simpler interfaces which were needed to use the computers by new classes of users. So, new classes of user means even a person with less education knowledge should know how to use a computer. There comes graphical user interface, where with the help of these interfaces, they added icons on the screen to represent programs and files, and interpreted mouse clicks on the icons and associated menus as commands concerning them. So with the addition of this GUI, it become very convenient to every user. It is not like only a professional or a scientist or a program. No, even with a person with the less knowledge of education, it was convenient for that person also to use the computer. There becomes an OS as a user convenience. Therefore, the goals of an OS is to have efficient use of the resources, and of course it should be convenient enough for the user. Let's discuss about what are all the different features, right, an OS should have. The first facet we have is necessity. How often it should be, how oftenly it is needed. So it is how easily you can execute the program. So example it has been given as how easily you can execute the programs and the different filing system. Done. The second feature we can take it as good service. So good service is the one where you get a fastest response for the request you are giving. So user friendly OS. So I said it should be easy to use, right? Graphical user interface. It is not like only a professional can use the operating system or a computer. No, even with a person with the less knowledge of education, that person can also operate a computer. That is the user friendly we have. Definitely the next feature we have is new programming model. Here in new programming model we are saying that concurrent programming. It is like we are not like if we are having 10 programs, we are waiting first program to get executed, then you will go for the second one. Once second is done, then you will go for third one. No, the operating system what we are using, it should be have a concurrent programming, means more than one program should be executed simultaneously. Similarly, we have the different features like exporting, features of export, web oriented features, evolution. So evolution is what you can add the new features, you can use new computers. You know that everyday technology is improving, right? We were there when the operating system it has started, the concept maybe the people we were using with the networking of 2G, and today we are here where we are in use of 4G, and maybe soon we are going to use 5G. So with the evolution of the technology, we want to add the new features, right? We need to add the new features which is very convenient for the user too. So web oriented features means it is used to set when a web enable servers, you know, Even with the computer, with the internet, or with the web technologies what we are using, we can make the calls, right? It was the only mobile phone we were using beginning days to make a call. Now it is so easy that having a mobile in you, right, having the mobile in your hand, with having a laptop, having a computer in your hand, you can make calls, even it is like video call or an audio call. So here, like, the features are given where it makes us to be very convenient for the user, for the user like me and you. It is easy to use, where we say that of course an operating system is a software which helps us to achieve a particular task.